In this video, I'm going to walk you through how to add an opt-in form in TekMatix to, get started with your lead magnet and everything like that. To do this, we want to go to our sites and courses down here over on the left-hand side, and then we're going to come over to forms and we're going to go to formed builder. So once we click on that, it will show us all of our forms right here, and we can click create new form. So this is a really simple, just kind of drag and drop builder. First, what we can do is if we come over to options here, we can change our form name. So this one's going to be scientific research paper checklist. And so we can also in here control what happens when you submit this. So if you have a thank you page you want to send them to, you can put in your thank you page here, or you can just have a message. So this can be really good if you want to put this form on your main homepage and you don't want to send them away. You can just write a message and says like, thank you, you will receive an email with your guide soon. So that way it's not taking them away from the homepage, but you're allowing them to opt in. So those are the two options you have there. So now let's go back to fields. And this is where we're going to start adding in to this. So most common is probably to put a first name in and then to put an email in as well. So we're going to drag both of those in there. And then if you're doing something for free, you probably want to put in a CAPTCHA. So if you scroll down to the bottom, you can put in a CAPTCHA. So that just says, I'm not a robot, and make sure you're not getting hundreds of spam emails coming in. So this is kind of just a really basic form here. Now you can put a button in here, or if you're going to integrate it into a funnel or a form, you actually don't need that button because once you pull it in, it's going to add in its own submit button. So if you wanted to also gather what their interests are, you can actually add in a custom field. And so you could do a checkbox, hit next, and you could say the field name is your interests. And we can put in a bunch of interests in here. So we can say is your interest marketing, or is your interest business systems or YouTube or anything else that we want to do in here. And there are some additional preferences as well down here. And then we can hit save. And so it also needs a group as well. And so I'm just going to put this into additional info and I can hit save. So now your interest I can pull in, and now you can just quickly mark what interest you want in there as well. So that's just the basics. Is you can add in any custom field into this and create your form just like this. So now we want to save the form. And one other thing I want to show you before we finish this is I want to show you how to add in a text here. So if you wanted this to always say tell us where to get the guide or get your guide or something like that, in just your standard field, you can come down and there's actually a text field. So you can put that up here and you can just write in the text over here. So you can say, get the guide. You can change your font color. This should be just black. You can change the font, the size, and the weight. So if you wanted it to be really bold, you can increase that and make it bolder here, and the font here. I can also center it, so now it looks like this. So now I'm going to save this form, and you have a couple of different ways of how you integrate this form into a new page. So we can click the integrate form here, and that's going to give us an embed. So this is going to be really good if you're working offside of TekMatix. If you have a WordPress website or something like that you want to just embed it in, you can just copy this embed form or the link here as well. Now, what I want to show you instead is how to use this in, for example, your website. So we saved this form, so I'm going to go over to websites. And I'm just going to go into a website, and let's go to this homepage. This is just a copy of one that I'm showing tutorials on. So let's say I want to input this form somewhere on this side. So let's say right in here, I want to input this form. So I'm going to hover over until I see a green. I'm going to click and then I'm going to go up to section and add section. And I'll choose full width. And so what this will do is it'll add a section directly below. Once I'm in here, I can add a row in here. So I'm going to add a 1-column row, and that will give me the ability to add an element. And so once I have that element, I can click a form, and this will ask me to select the form. So let's pull in that form that we just created, and we can see that it now pulls it in like this. So you can see, even though we didn't put a button in on our form, it has a submit button here. And if we go over to the right, we can see what is the redirect action for that. So as soon as they submit, you can use the action from the form builder. So in this case, because I wrote a message in there, what would happen is as soon as you submit this, it would then use that action from the form builder and write that message in there. Or you can go to a website URL as well. So if you want to overwrite that action for this specific page, you are free to do that. So let's save this. I just want to show you how this would actually work. Okay, so now we're going to preview it. So now you can see we're on this page, and now we have get the guide. So we can put in our email. We can mark our interest or leave it blank, do the CAPTCHA, and hit submit. And now it says, instead of redirecting me off the page, it says, thank you, you will receive an email with your guide soon. Now what you saw is I didn't actually put my first name in there. So what I want to show you real quick is how to make that a required field, because right now it wasn't required for you to put your name in there. So this could also be a good way if you want to collect like phone numbers, but you don't want to make it required. You can add the phone number field in, but then not make it a required field. So we're going to go back into our builder from our forms, and I'm going to open up that form again. And so you can see here the email has a star, which means it's a required thing. This one does not. So how you would do that is over here, once you click on the field, you can then make it a required field here. So you can toggle this on. That introduces the star and will force them to fill this out, or you can toggle it off as well. So I hope this was helpful in being able to figure out how to create a form in TekMatix. If you want to get access to these cool features and you're still weighing, is TekMatix worth it for you? I suggest using my link in the description below. It will give you a place where you can sign up for a 14-day free trial to TekMatix. And if you do it before the end of 2022, they're actually doing their beta pricing phase. So you will get the pro version of TekMatix for $100 cheaper for lifetime. So if you're interested, you can check that out in the link in the description below. And I look forward to seeing you in my next video.